Alrighty. Hello and welcome to Hold My Popcorn. I'm Max Healy in Nashville, and in Boston we got Tim again. How are you, Timmy?
Rock hard, Max. I am rock hard. This movie has everything a Tim Begin movie needs, okay? We're talking about big fake yabos. We're talking about Cooter Floss. We're talking about 2 to 3 Van Dams, depending on how you look at this movie. I mean, that's just to name a few things. I am rock hard.
And over in Sacktown, California, we got John Anoshak. How are you, John?
I have sports dick.
Okay.
For the listeners who don't know, that's when you are so put off or so stressed or so like pumped full of adrenaline from watching an action movie like this that your dick just shrivels back up into you. So that way you can move faster in case you have to get away. That's how I'm fucking feeling after watching this. I'll never get it back because this Belgian fuckstick stole 2 hours of my life, but that's okay.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I agree
This
with
movie's
that.
2 hours longer.
Yeah.
How are you, Max?
I'm doing great. Not really, but it's okay. So to wrap up our limited series, it's new to me, where we watch a movie that we've never seen but always wanted to. We watched 1991's The Parent Trap. I mean, Double Impact, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And some fantastic CGI involved.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
The CGI in this, like, I think they were doing, like, the dual mirror. I don't know what the fuck it was, but, like, whenever they would show one Van Damme, there was a shadow, and then the other one would be a little bit lighter. And the one that was lighter would have this weird, like, white glow outside of his head.
Yeah,
like a hologram.
At one point, they both were sitting in
the car,
kinda like on the same. Yeah, it was like in the same perspective, and they both had that. I was like, "This is fantastic." It's like they didn't even put one real Van Damme in here. They put 2 fake Van Dammes in here.
I mean, it's
scene.
very it looked very what do you call it, like Jedi Ghost-esque, which is okay in this case, considering I think that Van Damme could be cast as a Jedi, and I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. He would just have lightsabers on his feet since he doesn't know how to use his hands in a fight.
I mean, that like kind of racially inappropriate guy that's like Lando's co-pilot kind of sounds like Van Damme.
Oh.
Actually, yes.
The one that made like the Phantom of the Opera mask face that he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
It could have just been Van Damme.
Huh.
Fantastic. Honestly.
It's a trip.
Oh, I am French. And for all the listeners out there, je parle un petit peu du français, so I speak just enough to get myself in a lot of trouble with y'all. So,
well, apparently the thing with Van Damme is since he's from Belgium, but his like Belgian French accent is so fucked up that even people in France think that he sounds weird.
Yeah,
like he doesn't fit in anywhere.
No, I mean he just has a speech impediment. There's a lot of speech impediments in this movie, actually.
Oh, God. Yes,
because the father, Frankie, there has a lisp.
Yep,
he has a very prominent lisp. I've never seen any actor in the world outside of like a special needs class that has a lisp.
Frank should have been like packing a huge dip this entire movie. He looks like the kind of guy that always needs to have tobacco in his mouth.
Dude, a big old hog's leg where you just cover the entire lower jaw.
Yeah,
You're lucky
you gotta
if you can walk.
Double barrel it too. You gotta do upper lip and lower lip.
Well, shit, this is called Double Impact after all. So
yeah, exactly.
God, it should have been called Double Penetration with that sex scene. Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude,
you talking about like the LSD trip?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that was something else. Once again, them tits didn't move.
Mm-mm.
They did not move. Van Damme was doing a rec tai chi while she was hanging onto a clothesline.
Van Damme's chest was moving more.
I think later on I call it like naked interpretive dancing.
It honestly was. It honestly was. It looked like a figure skating routine with full penetration.
It did. All right, should we get into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So first off, I was really hoping to see for the opening credits when they had Van Damme's name. I was really hoping that it would come up twice, but it didn't. Unfortunately,
yeah, it did.
It did.
Well,
it did like
at the end of the movie, it did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it did. Maybe it had a slash, John. Maybe it had a slash. But at the end of the movie,
maybe in the first it was a slash.
They did it in order of appearance, and his name was in twice.
So the reason for the slashes is because he co-produced this, he co-wrote it, and then he starred in it. So his name is all over the credits in the beginning. It's like a Van Damme production, written by Van Damme, starring Van Damme.
Wow. Yeah, I just A Belgian showing up into Hong Kong, though, that's still an odd sight. It doesn't make sense. They don't go there.
He does.
A Belgian with British parents and an American father, American like essentially stepdad.
Okay.
And then the evil twin from Hong Kong who has a Belgian accent too. For some reason.
I love
it
how
makes
they
perfect
really
sense.
like we'll get into like their origin stories and how they explain it away like real fast. Like, oh yeah, we find the only French nunnery. Like, oh, I just so happened to raise you in Paris. Like, we'll get there, but
It's so fucking dumb.
It's okay. I'm like, all right, they tried.
Oh, God.
We have to explain away this dipshit's fucking lisp and all this other nonsense. We might as well figure out why this Belgian fuck sticks here.
So the movie opens up with businessman Paul Wagner, accompanied by his wife and twin babies, Chad and Alex, as well as his bodyguard - Robert Goulet impersonator, Frank, at this ribbon-cutting ceremony for the super real, not fake at all, Hong Kong Victoria Harbor Tunnel.
Super real. Isn't Hong Kong like 30 miles away from mainland China?
Oh, well, it's split into two. You do have Hong Kong Island, and then you do have like the mainland portion of the city.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can see it across the little way. It's cool. All the skyscrapers shoot lasers at each other. It's great when you're on drugs.
When did it get given back to China?
96 or 97. It was one of the two.
Okay.
It was a 99-year lease, which is really strange. That's just white people everywhere, since apparently we don't like anything white, according to that one review. But really, where it's
that really aged well.
Yeah,
2 days before the insurrection, all these people just batch wipe stuff all the time. Sorry that we're not white supremacists. I guess that's worth a 1 star.
Whoops.
Hey, listen. That's all I gotta say.
Do you hear the crickets?
Going back to this tunnel, though, apparently also the tunnel is just like a 2-lane bicycle tunnel because that thing is like 9 feet wide.
Oh yeah. It just comes up out of fucking nowhere. It looks like it came up in like the middle of a neighborhood. Yeah. It's just so like, bad. There's like a fucking McDonald's like literally a foot away from it.
So Wagner tells Frank to take the rest of the night off, which is a mistake because he and his wife are then immediately ambushed and murdered by a triad hit squad led by Bolo Young, a.k.a. the Chinese bad guy from Bloodsport, a.k.a. the man with the most beautiful rack in Hollywood.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
His pecs are 85% of his body. Like, not even a joke.
Absolutely.
Not even a joke. His pecs are like 85% of his body.
I'd say round up. There's a point of a percentage in there. Just go 86%. When they actually, an extra percent comes when he just like pumps them, like he does the Terry Crews bit.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I was so happy
good
to see him.
I have to say the driving, like Frank's driving in his little like Japanese sports car, that was fantastic. I was like, this is great. This is kind of like Bullet-esque in the middle of Hong Kong. And to be honest, like that whole first scene where they murdered the family wasn't terrible. Like I was like, I had high hope for this movie after that, and then they were immediately dashed, and then not dashed in a good way, dashed in a way that was like, this is still fantastically entertaining, but it was pretty gory too. Like the mom's brains were spilled out onto the fucking sidewalk.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
You get an execution style shotgun blast to the head. It's like, whoa. And the movie bounces back and forth. I guess that's probably the theme they were going for, was duality in this, since you've got like good Van Damme and bad Van Damme. And now you have like, it goes back and forth from campy and like super goofy and shit. Like once we like flip over to anal floss, once that scene happens, after shotgun blast to the face, but it just goes back and forth. Like, or like Van Damme just like slowly sticks a knife into someone's kidneys, like that happens.
Yeah, and they die immediately.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, okay. Ooh. So yeah, it whips you back and forth.
Also, though, if someone's tailing you and you have a bodyguard, why would you just drive home?
Dude, I have no idea.
It's so dumb. It makes no sense. It's like, these people are tailing us. We might as well just drive home. Oh, whoops. I guess there's more people tailing us already waiting for us at the house. Now we have nowhere to go. It's like, even for me, I am not a successful multi-million-dollar businessman with like triad connections, but if I'm on like the highway and someone's been following me for like 20 miles and then I get off the highway and they still follow me, like I'm keeping an eye on that, and sometimes I'll just circle around just to make sure. Like I am not pulling into my driveway.
No.
Oh, dude. I mean, honestly, the fact that like And then Frank goes, "Stay in the car," and the guy immediately gets out of the car.
All right, I'll get
like,
up.
This guy has no fucking sense.
No.
Hey, at least the guy had a gun in the glove box. Like, that was really cool, though, which never happens in these, like, victim, scenes in movies where it's like, oh, they fight back. I didn't see Bruce Wayne's fucking parents do that shit. So, yeah, fuck off. Sorry, Batman. Max.
So, to wrap up this flashback, Frank kills all the bad guys except for Tits McGee, who gets his eyes just, like, shot out. And then he snags baby Chad, brings him to France with him, while the family nanny immediately drops Alex off at a French orphanage that is in Hong Kong.
Makes no attempt to contact Frank or anybody. It's just like, well, I've had this baby for 15 minutes, and that's 15 minutes too long. Here's a baby French nunnery.
Spoiler alert, the French don't exist in Hong Kong. They aren't there.
Right.
They are not there in any way. Like, even like the French arm of the Catholic Church isn't there. Like, there are no French. That makes no sense.
And then fast forward 25 years. Jesus Christ. Fast forward 25 years later to LA glitz and glamour in that Van Damme ass on full display as we see the adult Chad doing his best magic Mike routine in front of all these female smoke show aerobic class people.
Literally, this woman getting an erotic massage from Chad with the scantest aerobics leotard you could ever imagine. Literally a cooter flosser.
Yep.
And Chad stretching her out. I said he in air quotes.
He was getting fistfuls of ass throughout that. I mean, just go squishy. Like, yes, you were. I was waiting for like the little spank at the end too. When he was done, he's like, "You are good, spank." Now smoke a cigarette.
And then he then explains to the class why flexibility is so important by doing a split and explaining why his big legs in karate enable him to be so flexible and do splits.
My big legs.
My big legs.
My big legs. Me grand legs. Me grand. He would have been really good, actually, in this entire movie, and they tried doing it with Bad Van Damme, who will be introduced later, Alex. He should have had a cigarette in his mouth the entire movie. Instead, it was just lots of cigars, which is cool, too. But,
yeah, true.
The cigar thing was not convincing.
No.
Well, because he kept spitting them out or breaking them. That was my favorite part of the movie, is just how is Van Damme going to destroy a full cigar now in this scene? Like, I mean, he either just like spits them out at 50 miles an hour, like punches it out of his own mouth and shatters it, or just like takes one puff and puts it out immediately and throws it on the ground.
It was like he had no idea what a cigar was. It was like if you put a cigar in like a dog's mouth, like this dog has no idea what the fuck it is. He doesn't know what to do with it. Like, that was the same with Van Damme.
It's like he's chewing on a Twizzler.
I think that his francophone ass, just his body was spitting back the cigar because it was like, where is cigarette? We need cigarette. We don't need cigar. We need cigarette. This is what we need. This is culturally appropriate. This is what needs to happen. Also, why didn't he kill somebody? I mean, sorry to derail. Why didn't he kill somebody with a cigar?
It's a good point.
Would have been good.
Or like, blow smoke in Chad's face at one point.
Oh my God,
nothing.
Chad.
He doesn't use it ever. It's such a weird prop to have.
When they blow up the gas tank later and flick that thing, and so it lights the whole thing up.
Or use it to light the cigar. Do something with it.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. Well, then we see Nancy Boy Chad showing off his super sweet karate kick moves when he beats up this Australian bully in karate class.
Oh my God!
I think that guy was just a British weirdo with a pink belt. I don't think they give out pink belts in karate. I never got past a white belt, but I'm pretty sure there's no pink belt.
No, like maybe in like on the beach in like Miami, but they're in LA, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah. I find it very hard to believe that we made it through the 80s in one piece, since everybody was wearing pastel colors and doing cocaine, which is also my theory as to why Van Damme's accent is so shitty, because French is such a nasal language and the barrier between both nostrils is just burnt away years ago from all the cocaine usage. So, yeah.
He did so much fucking blow in the 90s. It's insane.
Ooh. Well, you could see his withered husk that's left over from it. Like,
it was a $10,000 a week habit that he had. He said he was doing 10 grams a week. That's fucking
Wow.
nuts. He was also
That's
bipolar and
fantastic.
didn't know it.
What?
Yeah, he wasn't diagnosed with bipolar disorder until like the early 2000s.
Oh my God. I mean, like that's
Makes this movie
Bill
even better.
Cosby. Like Bill Cosby, shithead, but like the joke was, like, what does cocaine do? Intensifies your personality. What if you're an asshole?
Yep.
Sorry, Tim.
So hold on. This movie is just like an expression of his mental illness.
Yep.
Because he has the Van Damme from L.A. and then he has the bad Van Damme. This is literally like his two personalities.
It is a perfect analogy to just his entire career in general,
Mhm.
especially later on when they start fighting each other. I'm like, that is Van Damme's career.
Yeah.
The coked out angry one and the nice soft like pastel wearing one.
I just like seeing him doing the splits in between two semi trucks in the desert. That's where I get my jollies from. So, you know.
Well, after this, Frank tells Chad that he's not his real uncle, and he raised him in France to explain why Chad talks the way that he does. And we're going to Hong Kong.
Oh my God.
Whiplash.
But no, okay, so Frank has a Chinese visitor, just
PI.
hands him one picture, and he goes, "That has to be him. That has to be him." And then the Chinese guy just with a cigarette in a bowling ball smile, just like nods, and he goes, "Bow, Kung Pao chicken bow." Just like something so obviously not correct in
No.
the Chinese language.
And, you know, like Cantonese, you know, compared to Mandarin is like your stereotypical, like what people make fun of. But that was rough. He did just order like, you know, General Tso's chicken. You're right. That's exactly what
Yeah.
happened.
I also thought it was just comically funny of how much wider Van Damme was in that photo compared to all the other Chinese people around him. Like, they're kind of the same height, but he is like 2 or 3 times wider than everyone else around him. It looks ridiculous.
All the Chinese people in that photo look like absolute midgets.
They do. All right. And then also, my next note here, too, is just, why the fuck was that plane so close in the next scene?
Oh, so there is, I believe it is Hong Kong, that airport where they've designed it to where you do have to really just like fly through close to buildings and shit. It's either
I've heard
that
of
one or
that.
Taiwan. It's one of the two.
Crazy.
And I've done that flight. And yeah, like if you're looking close enough, you could catch someone changing in a building that you're flying by. I mean, it's kind of weird. Yeah.
Wild. So this might be my favorite part of the movie here. Just seeing Chad and his like pinky out with his youth medium teal polo and his tight pink hot pants and white tube socks, just taking in all the Hong Kong activity. Just some like jerk off American tourist.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He looks like a
Why
high-end
is-
like male prostitute.
Oh yeah,
He does.
Yeah.
He does. And he comes carrying cocaine too, just in case that's what just your jollies. He's a serviceman. Yeah, he's there to provide service. Those thighs are out of control.
out of control.
Still.
I'm so jealous.
Goddamn. Still.
That's what makes it even funnier is because he's dressed like such a fucking dork, but he's in such great shape.
I know.
It's like, oh, God damn it. Like, he's even pulling this off. He looks like Muldoon from Jurassic Park with those fucking short shorts.
Yeah.
Should I
That's
be
the thing.
destroyed?
Say what you will about Van Damme, the guy is fucking shredded.
He's a beautiful
Yeah,
man.
Shredded. Yep.
And, you know, in his defense, I guess that Arnold Schwarzenegger did show up in the first scene of Predator. Well, not the first scene, but in Predator, wearing that same outfit, basically, to the jungle
But
with all
red,
of his special forces buddies. Yeah, he's just straight pastel colors and short shorts.
This is also the worst line delivery by Van Damme in the entire movie when he's in the cab. It just goes, driver, hotel, how long?
Oh, my God. Once again, like he's trying to order General Tso's chicken or some shit. Like, what the fuck?
Well, the whole movie is ADR.
It is.
There is not one word in this movie that was said into camera and was actually put into the movie. The entire movie was dubbed over.
I don't think they had any microphones. I think that because they filmed it all pretty much all in location. Like that scene in the cab, I think they were actually just in a cab going to the next scene, and they're like, "We're not going to pay for another take. Like the fare's already over. Let's just get out. It's good enough." Because you'll see later on when they're running through the street, everyone is just staring at the camera because they don't have any kind of like filming like permits in Hong Kong, so they can just film wherever the fuck they want. So they're just like running through a busy street, and everyone was just like looking around, being like, "Is that Jean-Claude Van Damme? Like, what the fuck?
So it's just a bunch of
What is that big jacked
Kong-
woman doing?"
just a bunch of Hong Kong people just like going about their day.
Yes.
While Jean-Claude Van Damme and that woman.
Well, considering that, the British, had leased their city by force, for 99 years, I'm sure they were kind of used to just crazy British people that just couldn't handle their liquor running around, just like, there goes another one. All right. They couldn't handle the lifestyle.
Just give him a 4-foot buffer. He's white. Stay away. 1 star.
Dude. And then they go into the Mahjong parlor that's owned by Alex.
Yes.
And this hot blonde chick just comes up to, okay, so Alex, Alex is the evil twin who's not really evil, but anyways, guy. He's the evil twin who's like the Hong Kong street hustler, and he has this like highfalutin British girlfriend who works as like in a corporate, in the corporate setting, girlfriend, and who just comes up to Chad and is just like, hey, you dress nothing like my boyfriend. Come back into this into his office while I whip your dick out.
I'm gonna suck your dick off.
Yeah, literally, it was just stop. Like, hey, come back to the office. Within a 5-second period, she's reaching into his silk underwear to whip Van Damme's dick out.
She was literally grabbing onto that dick too. I was like, when I was like, holy, are they actually gonna show it? Because like it's like zoom in, zip down, hand down pants, like adjusted. I was just like, holy shit.
Like wax on, wax off. He got a cock massage out of that.
They were definitely fucking those two. Van Damme and that actress.
Yeah.
There's like no other way. It's like, man, she's been around those pants before.
They show a lot of shit in this movie.
They do.
They almost show a full vag shot. They essentially show like later in the movie like this crazy tantric sex scene. They almost show everything, and they show like frogs being murdered and shit like that.
Jesus
and
Christ, yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of the stunts, like I'm pretty sure those weren't stuntmen. They just like hit people with a car without telling them.
They just killed multiple people.
Yeah.
Going back to the silk underwear. Chad hasn't gone to the hotel yet because like he says something to Frank like, oh, let's just go back to the hotel. I want to shower, shave, sauna, be so nice. And then, he gets like a hand job, but it's like, that is a 15-hour flight that he was just on with silk underwear. It's like, that must smell so bad.
Oh, dude. If that was any of the three of us, she would have dropped out, passed out.
Oh, dude. Well, like, that's the thing with silk. Like, you don't even get skid marks. You just have, like, liquid shit flowing around. I mean, like, it's not absorbative. Yeah, it would be disgusting.
It's a puddle.
Yeah.
All right. And then back into the movie here, we're introduced to Alex, who headbutts Chad and then yells at his girlfriend, Danielle, who's saying, I would never wear silk underwears.
And calls him a
hard
FAG.
F word. Yeah. Which he says this multiple times, but the first time he says the F bomb in this, you can't even understand what he's saying.
No,
it's very French.
You can just understand it from the context.
So I was actually advised by a Frenchman when I was in France to never try to swear in another language. Just stick with your language. They will understand exactly the sentiment that you're getting for, because all you're going to do is just make an ass of yourself. Except for the F-bomb. That one seems to carry. Even I was like, and even then I was also getting defensive. Like, he's not an F-bomb.
He was about like your girlfriend was about to blow him, and he looked like he was going to enjoy it.
He was totally down.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's the opposite of gay, isn't it?
Yeah. He's kind of down to fuck, dude. Like,
yeah.
This woman is just like this female character is. There's a lot of offensive shit in this movie, but her portrayal might be the most offensive.
Yeah.
It's just like totally incompetent, incapable, just a sex object, 1,000%. Which, like, I want to be clear, I'm okay with.
Now, I was hoping for a brother-to-brother Eiffel Tower, which has a lot of meaning there. Considering these
building up to that, dude, they were building up to that. I was pretty surprised that it didn't happen on multiple occasions.
This would be the easiest porno parody to make because it already is like the subplot of a porno.
Yep.
Double Penny Part 3 Strikes Back. Like,
I mean, it's just double penetration. It's not that far off.
That's a bad image.
Could you imagine the verbal, like the verbal shit that would come out of Van Damme's Double Penny scene? Like, ooh, yeah, you like that.
Huge surprise. I've got a big surprise. Huge surprise.
That happens. That fucking happens.
Open sesame. You want to see a real tunnel? Here comes the train. Oh, excuse me. Here comes train.
You want to see what dug the tunnel? Take a look at my dick.
All right, and then Frank tells the boys that their dad's crooked business partner, who had his family killed. Ever hear Nigel Griffith? That's like asking if you've ever heard of Donald Trump.
Yeah, that didn't age. Oh my god. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, ouch. If only we knew.
Although it is funny that the comparison is this like really crooked businessman who's like fucking people over.
Mm-hmm.
Using Chinese money.
In the 90s, I think everyone was aware Donald Trump was a fucking nutbag.
Yeah. There's so many movies of people portraying pretty much Trump, but he's never in a political position because no one ever thought that he would ever get elected to anything.
Right.
Like Back to the Future 2.
Political. Pew, pew, pew,
Oh, yeah.
pew.
Let's get the alarm, Max. Wee you, wee you, wee you, wee you, wee you. That's a new one. That's the European sign. They do sound different. It's kind of strange. It's almost not intimidating. Here, everything's designed to intimidate you because we will shoot you. Over there, it's like, we'll just beat the shit out of you, but we'll give you a fair trial. Huh? Yeah, we don't have a gun, but we'll beat the fuck out of you.
So this is now going to be the first time that they team up, and it pretty much goes like this with Alex. Get your fancy clothes and your silk underwear and get out. And then Chad goes, okay, Frank, let's go. And then Alex goes, oh yeah, tough guy, I'm in. Makes no fucking sense.
And here we have the first opportunity for there to have been a DP scene.
Honestly.
So wardrobe change for Chad on the boat. Now he's wearing a salmon shirt with like ruffled shoulder pads and like a matching salmon tie. And then
I could not understand for the life of me what Chad was wearing throughout this entire movie.
No.
I mean, I'm happy that they made his name Chad. At least there's one point that makes sense. It's like, okay, his name is Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I didn't realize that LA was that Miami-esque back in the day. At all.
91. I
This
think
is the
Miami
90s.
Vice. Yeah. Miami Vice still had a chokeload or chokehold on Hollywood, I think.
Chokeload. Yeah, we about had a choke load in this fucking movie at one point too. Yeah, so
Big surprise.
yeah.
How about you have a choke load of Chad?
I have got ropes of Chad for you. Ropes.
And Alex, he's the bad boy, so he's wearing the leather trench coat and skin tight jeans, and we all know that he's a bad boy. Because the whole point of the scene is just to show us that Alex is good at smuggling cars with shitty TVs and several cartons of cigarettes inside the trunks.
Yeah, how much money could he actually make for this shit? And first, okay, so I have a question, John. Obviously, you've been to Hong Kong. You have an astute understanding of things that go on over there. In Hong Kong, it wouldn't have been a big deal to get fucking Remy Martin, would it have?
No, not in British Hong Kong. Today, that might be a different story. No, with the Brits, I mean, it was basically wide open. It was a Western city, and you still very much see that it's a Western city. So it's not, it's kind of strange to me. Like I could see that like maybe like back in like like way back, but no, in the 80s, like 70s, 80s, 90s. I mean, you had a good time, man. I mean, we'll put it this way. I actually went there at, since the CCP had taken over, and you still saw Lamborghinis and shit everywhere. So to answer your question, no, it's not strange at all. Even with the Chinese government, they were like, yeah, we could party here.
Yeah. He's literally like, oh my God, you have Marlboros and Remy Martin and Mercedes. These are things we cannot get. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we aren't talking about like fucking Syria, guys. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Here?
The cars also are shitty.
Yeah.
This car's fucking, they're both like, woo, look at those. I'm like, those cars suck. They look like shit.
People's taste in vehicles really does change throughout the decades. Like we went from like the 60s and 50s where we had fucking fins on cars where they could actually swim to these big hunks of just solid steel with no aerodynamics ever taken into account or fuel economy for that matter, that are just boxes. Yeah, they're disgusting. Back then, boomers today are even like, I like them blocky. Talking about women or cars. What are we doing here?
I like them all look the same. Toyota, BMW, Ford, anything. They're all this fucking same.
What color do you want your Mercedes to be? Do you want it to be red, black, white? I want it to be beige.
Beige. Yep.
Very beige.
Give me the most generic neutral color possible.
Yeah. If I was in a very boring rug store, I'd want it to blend in.
Plan on spilling a lot of stuff, so whatever's the best for that. Also, though, Alex, not a good smuggler because the camera turns over and you see the police boat coming, and they're like 15 feet off of shore.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day, in what would presumably be the busiest harbor, in probably one of the busiest harbors in the world.
Yes.
Hands down.
And he's just like, okay, we do smuggling on a Wednesday at 11 a.m.
It's like people get like sunbathing on the beach just watching it happen.
It's like, hey, Alex, here's a tip. Do it at night.
It's so fucking dumb.
So yeah, the British, just for a little bit of political commentary, very pro hands off, or they just kind of let this shit happen. They're just like, "Come on, that's fine."
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
paying
as
your
long as
taxes?
you're giving us our cut.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're giving us our cut? Fuck off. We don't care then.
Yeah. How do you think the car got into the harbor originally anyway? Had to go on from somewhere else.
Yeah. No, Churchill's in the back just counting his fucking 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, so the guys Alex is doing a deal with claim that he set them up. So we get the first big fight where Alex punches two dudes overboard and then points to the water, and the last guy just jumps in.
That was
like
funny.
a boss.
Like a boss. Get in. Like, go.
It's great.
Oh, you have
And
to
then
be chill.
Chad pushes the two cars into the water, and then Frank shoots like 4 bullets into each, and they just explode while they're being submerged in the water.
They explode, and which deters the two boats that could have easily just gone around the fire. Like they're in the fucking ocean. It's not like it's narrow.
Clearly, the cops were there just to get the cars, too. They really liked how those Mercedes looked. I don't know.
Right.
I also
Save
didn't
the
realize that
sex.
Remy Martin... I didn't realize, though, that Remy Martin explodes like jet fuel. Because to your point about those, 3 fucking rounds and kaboom, depth charge, no. But everything's fun in Hong Kong, man. Everything's bigger in Hong Kong. It used to be the Texas of East Asia.
Everything's bigger and more fun, including frogs getting their heads chopped off, because that's the next scene after this, is just watching that happen. That was fun.
Yeah.
I'd do it. Frog legs are great. Have y'all ever had frog legs?
I've had frog legs. I have no problem eating frogs. I was just like, whoa. I mean, animals were harmed in the making of this movie.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. I've done frog gigging before, so I'm a little desensitized. I feel bad for him, but I'm like, you're going to be tasty. You know what frog gigging is, Tim?
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, you go spear them with like a trident almost, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, you get an oversized fondue fork and you just stab them, preferably in the most painful spot possible, and let them bleed out in a bucket. It's really humane.
You do it at night with lights, right?
Yeah, night with lights. So I'm happy that I've now officially explained, or at least given you to Sports Dick. How does it feel?
You didn't hear the knock under the table? My dick is raging.
So we also learned that Danielle's been working for Griffith for 5 years, which will kind of not really pay off later. But then
What are the chances of that? What are the chances of that? Okay, you're in a city of how many people are in Hong Kong, John? 10 million people, probably. It's a
lot
massive
of fucking
city.
people. A lot of fucking people. Yeah.
And fucking Alex's girlfriend works for the fucking bad guy.
and knows him.
So dumb. And knows him personally. So fucking
And then he
dumb.
also is like pretty much like side partners with the other bad guy in this movie that killed their parents.
insane. Insanely great, I have to say.
So that's the thing. So they follow Chad, though. It's like, this should be Alex's story. It's like everything should center around Alex. He's the orphan. He's the one who had the rough life. And then he already knows the both of the people that, killed his parents. Like, they should have just had the yuppie and the other guy just show up and him being like, what the fuck are you guys?
Yeah.
Exactly. And they also say that, like, Alex is bad. In what way? He's apparently a very dedicated boyfriend to this woman. He really loves her. He's just trying to make a living. Like, he's not really that bad.
Yeah, minus like smacking her around. But besides that, he's not bad.
Okay, later.
He does hit her at one point, and I
I'll
was
come
not
later.
so much into that. But I guess they explained it away by like, oh, he looked sad that he hit her. I was like,
No, that was just an ad lib by Van Damme.
All right, then we got Chad hanging outside this hotel when a gang of triad guys stuff him into a car where he speaks with the second villain of the movie, Raymond Zhang.
Just zero explanation for any of this.
Nope.
Chad gets out of a cab, goes and like leans up against a building with his leg up and flipping a nickel like a greaser, and then
Do a photo
and
op
then
for
all of a
Instagram.
sudden they just go grab him, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? There's like no lead up to this.
They don't really so he's also, that car is his parents' car, right?
Yeah,
I think it is, because he has a cigar box and the lighter too. Like they left
right.
it in the car and he just took it. It's like they don't really bring a lot of attention to that either. They do with the
No,
cigar
but
box,
dude-
but that's it.
the cigar box never comes back either. He just like sees it, and then it's just
Also, he's been using that lighter for 25 years, and the first time he goes to light it and it like flickers, he just throws it on the ground. I've been carrying that thing around for 25 years.
I'm not gonna refill it.
Yeah, fuck it. All right, well, the bad guys, they offer him a job to Chad as Alex, and he tells them to go fuck himself. So this leads to a quick fight where Bolo shows how much of a badass he is by breaking the neck of one of his own men.
Chad apparently has one move, which is kicks,
Yep.
because that's how it's a right kick, because he just quickly dispatches two of the henchmen with a right kick, and then Bolo decides, well, this guy only can kick people, so I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
No,
And
punch him in
does
the
that.
dick. He sees him
punch him in
do
the
all the
dick, I'm
kicks,
sorry.
and Bolo goes down and gives him an uppercut to the dick and balls, which was great. show you fancy foot fighter. Dick punch.
Don't we? He gets revenge at the end of the movie, though, in like one of the other fights where he actually kicks Bolo in the cock, right?
He does. There's a lot of dick punches and kicking. in
Yeah,
this
and
movie.
then Chad or Alex gets his dick grabbed later too.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. Yeah, there's a lot of hatred against sexual organs here, and I don't know where that came from.
Van Damme.
Do you
Yeah.
think Van Damme likes to be
Guaranteed.
punished?
It's
I guarantee the director was like, Jean, this scene you wrote here, it says camera pans down to Chad's dick getting grabbed. Do we really need to show that? That is my vision. We cannot.
it
You know
needs
what
at
I mean?
least 7 seconds held on my dick.
Yeah.
That's actually what he calls his penis, the vision.
I also love in these movies where the bad guys just line up to fight the other dude. Like they never all go at him; they all just stand in line.
It's very,
So
it's
dumb.
very funny kung fu movie-esque, where they all have to
Ugh.
queue up. Well, also the other thing, so speaking of it, Chad can't actually do anything but just like right kick roundhouse people to the face. He also always has to tap them on the shoulder for them to turn around before he like busts a bottle over their head or like stabs them in the neck or something. He can't just like sneak up and be sneaky.
No.
Mm.
It's insane. They also like wait a lot. Like there will be a kick to the guy's face. The guy will be incapacitated, like leaning up against a wall for like 30 seconds, and Chad and Alex are just waiting for him to like regain his strength to come back. I'm like, no, murder that
I
guy.
know.
That's how the real world works, is that you murder him after you incapacitate him.
Yeah, you've played Mortal Kombat. That's how it works. They're stunned,
exactly.
standing up. You got to finish them. Come on.
Exactly. This is essentially Belgian Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, so then, Chad, he gets bounced around this freight carrier for a bit by Bolo, and then they just dump him into the middle of the street. And I guess this is when it becomes double personal because Alex and Chad agree to partner up again in order to take down Griffith and Raymond Zhang, which I thought they already did, but all right.
Apparently not. Yep.
Okay. So then at the Asian Trump Tower, Danielle's digging through Griffith's private files when his female baddie Kara struts in, and this movie turns into the opening of a girl-on-girl porno, and then Danielle leaves, but there's going to be more to come there.
Dude, once again, fistfuls of ass.
Yep.
Oh my God. At least she offered like, now you can strip search me.
That's
Which-
later. That's so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
that's
that
the
later?
It's the
Oh
second time.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus. I
She
must have
sexually
missed
harasses
the
them on
first
2
time.
different occasions.
Huh.
So, apparently, again, no understanding. Like, so Danielle is an employee at this company, conceivably, like just going into a file room to get a file for for a reason that probably doesn't require an explanation, right? And then this like fucking crazy like Xena warrior princess lady, Jean-Claude Van Damme female version, is just following her around. Why? Why does she have to check on? Is that her role in the company? Check on anyone who has to go look at a file in a filing cabinet?
Was this just a point that Van Damme was trying to make? Like, not only men sexually harass women, also women sexually harass me. It's not just me. Like, is that what this all was? Because he was the producer? Like, he was just trying to make a point?
It could have been. It could have been like halfway through filming, he had 15 sexual harassment lawsuits, and he just tossed this in there and be like, see, I'm not the only one that does it.
For
Equal opportunity sexual harassment.
Harassment. I mean, cocaine is just basically powdered harassment at the end of the day. I mean, come on.
So Kara, though, she's played by Corina Everson, who was a Miss Olympia bodybuilding champion from 1984 to 1989. So she won 6 straight.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
And she is built, and I'll tell you what.
Like a brick.
It kind of got me a little.
House.
It moved a little bit when I saw her. That's all I'm going to say.
Pick me up, Kara.
So she was apparently a natural born killers, funny enough. I don't know in what capacity.
Me either.
Lots of random stuff, like even great movies like Ballistic. I don't know. And Charmed, the television series. Oh, there it is. There it is. She was in the fucking Hercules series.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course she fucking was. Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, cut to this drug warehouse with Alex somehow breaking this guy's neck without touching it, and then Chad blows their cover after kicking another goon in the face, leading to an orgy of bullets, Belgian butts, and explosions.
For no reason, Chad's well hidden, and this guy won't see him, and Chad just goes, oh, shit. And then, taps him on the shoulder and kills him.
The first of many shits. There's a lot of that in this movie, where it's just like, oh, shit,
Don't
shit.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up, Chad.
Don't
fuck up, Chad.
Chad.
That was great. Chad. You fucked up, Chad.
Don't do it, Chad.
You blew our cover.
Oh my God. They're like two fucking Swedes, like Nordic people that just like haven't quite gotten the English language down. No, I'm okay, eh? Also, I love the scene in this where you have Alex having a shootout with 3 guys 4 feet from him. They're they're behind fold up tables, and none of them actually think to shoot under the tables. They're just shooting at each other 4 feet away behind 2 fold out tables.
One of them just walks by him. He's just ducked on the floor, not even like hiding behind anything, and the dude just walks right past him.
Also, it turns out that Van Damme is really good at shooting people upside down.
He's doing a lot of Die Hard 2 shooting in this.
Oh my gosh, dude. So many barrel rolls.
Yes.
And like really shitty barrel rolls too, where I'm like, he's not actually moving. It looks like a toddler trying to like learn how to roll for the first time. He's like, ah! Ah! I don't know.
Super shitty barrel rolls. Endless amounts of bullets in these nine round Beretta clips. And that's just an action movie trope. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But to your point about the people shooting each other like 4 feet away from each other, John, there's literally like an Always Sunny episode where there's just thousands of rounds being fired at people 2 feet away from each other and no one is hit.
Nope.
They're all just wincing, like weird blank faces, just missing every time.
Yep.
Also, I love that Alex's Van Damme, basically, his core is so strong that he can just keep a clip of bullets in between his belt and his stomach. And that's where he keeps his reloads. At one point, you see him just reach into his pants. And I was like, is he about to like pinch one off? And it's like he pulls a clip out. It's like, oh, whoa. All right, man. You're rock hard, baby. I know. I love you. It's like okay.
It's like a clip Pez dispenser.
It's like a kangaroo pouch with that silk underwear.
Oh my God. We call it the Belgian kangaroo. It's a very special technique.
Belgian bunched.
Oh God.
And then the twins, they head to Zeng Griffith's own nightclub where they deliver bombs disguised inside 2 crates of cognac and more explosions.
So I didn't see them bring in like 4 or 5 cases of cognac because there's like a random bomb, like a random case of cognac behind the bar. There's one that they get into the back. There's the one that Chad just like randomly brings in. Also, don't you think they would try to act like these cases of cognac that they brought to the big boss would be a little bit heavier than a paperweight? And I understand.
Well, not with Van Damme.
I mean, like, I get Van Damme is I mean, he's strong, but like when you're just carrying a wooden crate from like, this is a crate out of Indiana Jones, by the way. This is a crate, a wooden crate of cognac, and they're just carrying it like it's a pillow.
This is Remy Martin. I just want to be clear here, folks. The 90s and Remy Martin. Remy Martin was not classy in the 90s. It hasn't been classy since like 1850. Okay. This was on every fucking like liquor store shelf in the fucking hood at this point. Okay. This is not classy. And they're acting like this shit is like the primo shit. And also, what's the fucking plan here? Somebody needs to explain the plan here. So none. Alex brings him a crate, and then Chad, for some reason, needs to bring him a crate too. But the timing of it is important. What the fuck is their plan here? I honestly don't understand this. And why does Frank have to be like getting jerked off by this Asian lady in order for this plan to work?
You look like Sean Connery. What?
Yeah. What?
No, he said it with a lisp too. He's like, "What?
What?
Because we haven't discussed that yet, folks. Frank has a bad lisp throughout this entire movie.
My name's Frank.
He sounds like Daffy fucking Duck.
Daffy Duck with a couple
Sylvester.
of fucking kills under his belt, and I think that's how he gets away from it. It's like, oh, okay, that and a big ass belt buckle later in the movie for no reason.
Daffy Duck with PTSD.
Look at you. You're both clearly brothers. Oh, that's mean. Also, I like how Chad, he dove like 7 seconds too early before the explosion. Like everyone's just laughing at him. He's just like looking up. He's like, when's it going to explode?
I know.
Yeah.
That was definitely Alex trying to fuck with Chad too.
And then also during the scene too, we got Kara just stabbing that drug factory guy in the chest, which is pretty fucking brutal.
Oh, God, yeah, because that's the first time that, well, I mean, as far as I recall it, since I was clearly watching this movie so closely, that we get to see Xena Warrior Princess, like, actually go psycho. Like, that's when I was, like, truly introduced to her. I was like, thighs, whoa, and butterfly knife on top of that, too. So, like, she is, I bet if she kisses you, she's drawing blood. That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, yeah.
She's into it, dude. Like,
she kills that guy in the deadlift position too. It's like perfect, like, perfectly stabilized with her feet as he goes in to stab the guy.
She is in like a Vera Wang gown that like someone would wear to like the Met Gala, and she and her fucking like Arnold Schwarzenegger thighs are just popping out of that
crazy
thing. It is the weirdest thing to see. And then she just like mounts him and does a deadlift and then stabs him in the chest. It's fantastic.
It's pretty great. She should have been the evil bad guy lady in Goldeneye. Really, I mean, a lot more believable.
Yeah,
and she can take charge. Like, I mean, her, that character, like, yeah, she could kill me, but she's still a little bit delicate. In this case, I was like, fuck that. You're the boss today, my lady.
There's a lot of shit in this scene, though. Also, with Alex, when he takes a sip of booze and then he just smashes the glass in his hand. Like, that would fuck up your entire hand.
You would have to have hand surgery. It would cut all the tendons in your hand. Yes. You would have to have, like, months worth of hand surgery.
Guys, that's a drinking game, on, like, street level, Hong Kong, okay? And so he grew up just smashing glasses in his hand. And he's actually developed a callus right there. And... that was actually the first pimp hand in world history.
And then we cut back to the girl and girl porno with Kara frisking Danielle, and then she says, "Okay, you can frisk me now."
Fistfuls of ass. Fistfuls of ass. Just like that's the theme of the movie. It's just grabbing fistfuls of ass.
I guarantee that went full on porn in Van Damme's real script. Yes. And then the director just walked into Van Damme's trailer was just like fling the script at him. Was like, no. no, we are not doing this. And the vendor, what do you want? I mean, they're going to eat each other out. It's going to be great. It's going to be classy, sensual. And he's like, no, I have let you go too far already.
Scolding him like a dog. No, Belgian puppy, no.
We never should have given you this much money.
How much money have you spent on cocaine, by the way?
Yeah,
all of it. Right? God damn it!
I feel like that was a good scene though for Al Pacino to come in, just like with your hand all the way up it, like that, because she was like fucking forearm deep up that chick's ass.
Could you imagine Al Pacino from Heat just walking by in the hallway, like whoa,
yeah,
hey.
I'm out of my jurisdiction, but I don't know.
I already forgot all the Pacino lines for that movie. All right, so then Chad and Danielle, they talk, and then Chad steals Alex's boat and he goes to pick her up, but it's a trap. And Kara, along with this spurry booted dude, shows up at Alex's hangout that leads to a chase all around Hong Kong.
Yeah, so Danielle's a fucking idiot. Let's just put it out there. You've been caught, Danielle. You've been caught. The henchwoman of the guy that you now know is like the height of all evil, has just pinned you up against a wall in a file room and like essentially sexually assaulted you. Leave work.
Yep. Because
you've been caught. Don't call the guys that they're looking for on the phone at the place that you work, and they're obviously bugging.
I think that she is actually the same character from that Lethal Weapon movie with the South Africans. I mean, it's that level of.
Rinka?
Rinka.
Oh, you know her name still? Jesus Christ, I had no idea. God,
know her
damn.
name. I've written a whole set of fan fiction about Rinka.
Puffy Nipples, Part 3. Yeah.
They should have had her in this movie.
I would have liked that. I mean, it's real yabos.
Yep.
Not Nazi yabos.
Also, that spurry heel dude just completely slits the bartender's throat with a kick.
That was intense.
Crazy.
Some crazy makeup on that throat. Brutal.
I was just more concerned with his fucking luscious curly locks that he somehow managed to, like, it was almost like a Jerry curl. There were a lot of that going on in this movie.
Yeah.
Tons of really good, like, 80s hair, for sure.
Lots of mullets and mullets that, were overgrown, and now it's just, like, long hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just long hair.
This is also, so we've also done 2 Van Damme movies, and both of them involve him, like, jumping over multiple boats in the Hong Kong harbor. So they do that here, too.
It's so good,
and then ends with them just jumping into that disgusting water.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that's how What's-His-Face got his lazy eye from jumping into the water, right?
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker, yeah.
Don't open your eyes underwater, Forrest. I already did. Oh, my God. You're blind now.
God.
That's how Bolo actually lost his eye in this, too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It wasn't from a shotgun.
No, it's just a splash of water hit him in the eye. All right. And then this is where we get the neon lit aerobic fuck fantasy by Alex, where he's just drunkenly imaging his girlfriend and his identical twin banging each other.
Yeah, this stopped being him, like, being concerned or upset about his twin brother banging his girlfriend, and turned into him. That was cuck porn for him. Yep. He was into that at one point.
I think he pinched one off during that scene.
Oh, for sure.
But it was after he punched a cigar out of his own mouth. He punched the telephone that he was calling somebody
great.
on. Like, he's just breaking everything around him. But namely, he punches a telephone.
Van Damme punch a telephone, so good.
And he makes sure the telephone can see him
phone.
first. He holds this Scarface cell phone in front of him so it can see him before he punches
it. This sequence is like 10 minutes of just nothing. It's literally like this sex scene, Alex like being drunk and punching things. Chad, they cut to Chad, 5 times, and he's just like driving the boat, looking off into space. This woman's naked in the bottom of the boat, getting dressed again. It's like
Chad keeps on checking, though.
And it's like 10 minutes long.
It's so long. Dude, we need to fill in some time. Just Let's just do a really weird sex scene. Also, at one point, Alex, I've never seen somebody do this. He takes a huge chug of booze and then he snorts it through his nose.
I know.
I've never seen somebody do something like that. It is fucking nuts.
I was hitting the fast forward a couple times here. I was like, I don't need to see these.
It's
these
nuts.
fucking
There's
fake
so
tits
much
anymore.
booze coming out of his nose. I mean, I think that kind of proves the whole point that his whole like nasal passage had been ripped out because it's not going out of two holes. It's just going out of one. It's like a fucking like it's like the air jets in like a hot tub.
Yeah, he chugs like half a liter of
Johnny Walker
Red, and then just a quarter of that he just snorts out his nose. It's great.
Snot rockets it out. Oh god.
Yep.
All right, and then once they make it back, Alex smacks the shit out of Danielle, and then Chad dishes out a surprise kick to the face, leading to the perfect analogy of Van Damme's career, where the nice Van Damme tries to run away from the unstable, violent Van Damme.
Also, like so evil, true. Like not nice, evil drug addict Van Damme is actually what Van Damme really looks like. Like they really dressed up the Chad version, but like Alex, that really is what Van Damme is. Even today. Oh, you got some city miles on you, boy.
I will give Van Damme credit for that. He's never gotten any surgery on that face. Because he was like a handsome guy when he's younger, and he could have like tried to stay that way, and he's like, no, fuck it. I'm going to let all this booze and drugs just catch up to me, and I'm going to look like my face is going to be a wrinkled pile of shit.
Yep.
Hey, that guy can still fucking crack fucking walnuts between his ass cheeks, so, I'm good with it.
All right, and then Chad runs into the woods, and Alex passes out on the beach, and this movie turns into the third act of Commando, with an army of gooms swarming the beach and kidnapping Frank and Danielle while the twins just kick faces and break necks.
That's the gist of it.
All the henchmen for the triad guy show up in like literally like combat chic. It's like if Versace designed military outfits,
which he did.
They all
Judge Dredd.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, it's all like fucking tiger stripe, like East Asia jungle like fatigues, but very fabulous, including
with the
ascot.
With
the ascot.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I know this is the big Chinese gangster. He comes out in full military fatigue, but don't worry, he has a silk ascot on, guys, and his like extremely like highly illegal like some kind of sketchy wood cane that God knows what it's actually made out of that he's got because just why not?
Oh, we'll find out about that cane too.
Yeah, like fucking Ray-Ban sunglasses.
They are landing on a beach in the middle of the day. What's the camo gonna do? You're not being inconspicuous.
They're storming the beach. You can see them.
Yeah.
Also, great move by Chad in this too. When he throws his gun at the bad guy and the bad guy catches it, he's like, "What the fuck?" and then just gets punched in the face.
Yeah.
That is a good move.
That is good.
Or no, he gets kicked in the face. Sorry, there's no punching involved in this movie. It's all kicks.
It's all kicks.
By the way, Van Damme, he was a professional kickboxer.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a good martial artist.
He was 18-1 with 18 knockouts professionally.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
Huh. Hold on. We got to talk about this fighting style, though, just for a second. The fact that there are just straight kicks. I do not see that as the most efficient way to, like, take on 15 dudes. You are using a lot of energy. And aren't you dizzy after that shit? Like, just a little bit? A little bit dizzy?
Yeah. Never-ending roundhouse kicks.
I don't get it. I mean, I feel like you could just get away with some jabs, some throat punches, break a couple noses, I don't know, grab some balls and squeeze them. Like, you don't have to roundhouse kick everybody in the fucking face.
They should have taken a note from Swayze.
Exactly.
The Dalton style fighting. You need to have a combo. You need to have a well-balanced fighting and sex appetite.
Could you imagine? If they made Roadhouse 2 and Van Damme was like Swayze's protege,
or he's the villain bouncer? That'd be so good.
Yeah.
Or they move
the villain bouncer.
I don't think I could handle that. I think I would
so
just
good.
be fucking awashed with jizz if I watched that movie.
Well, I mean, you got Dalton. What he's an NYU like poetry major, right?
Philosophy masters or something.
So he moves to Paris just to do some additional studying. He goes to some club, and Van Damme's the bouncer who runs it, and it's just they get into it.
Yep.
That'd be so good.
Oh my god, we need to write this. Even though Patrick Swayze's dead. I'll be Swayze.
Dude, if we can bring back Tupac and a
I'll be
hologram, we
Huckleberry.
can bring Swayze back. It'll be fun.
Well, yeah, just find one of Swayze's bastard children. We'll just do that. He's got one. Looks just like him. All right. Yeah, and then we get a really bad misdirect on the boat of Griffith killing Frank, who's not dead, because then they just give that away like immediately afterwards.
I know. Don't worry, Frank. Next time it'll be for real.
It's like, just do it for real.
You fucking
I feel like
idiots.
the audience
What are
like
you
couldn't
waiting
handle
for?
it
No
back
shit.
then or something. Like because they
Because
did give
then-
it away.
It doesn't even matter.
No.
Because then you don't actually see Frank alive at the end of the movie.
He shows up right at the end.
He does show
He
up.
limps
he
out,
does?
and then
Okay.
that's when you get the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ah. Yeah, it's he's got a great chest for an old man though, you know, and
Mhm.
great chest hair that really
Oh, yeah.
carries the fake blood well too.
I agree.
was
He's selling it.
fantastic.
He's selling
Oh.
getting steamed the best that he possibly can for how bad the angle is of him getting steamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not poorly. It's not poorly made. I mean, it is poorly made, but he does his best in this.
I like how they just have a steam hose in this boiler room. I'm like, I can't think of I've been in a lot of boiler rooms. I'm trying to think of a reason why you would have a steam hose in one of them, and I haven't been able to figure out why.
So we're probably like jumping a second or two ahead, but like when like the one, so there's clearly like the one white guy rapist in this on this fucking boat. Like
Yeah.
after like the leaders run away and shit, he's just sitting there with the steam thing, looking at the blonde lady, and I was like, is he about to?
He was.
Is he gonna stick that? Like that's what I was really worried about for a second because he kind of like holds it up and like,
Oh,
it's
God.
like no.
So the twins, they split up and start fighting with the final bosses. So round one is being Alex and the Spurry guy fighting in the dark. Which
That was-
I guess he kills him by kicking him in the face.
Something.
Yeah.
It seems like he's a vampire. The second he punches a hole through a wall and there's a little bit of light, the guy's like, "Oh, my Jerry curl," and then he gets kicked in the face. And
This
that's
is
it.
literally like, it's like the bosses in Street Fighter.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
you go from the easiest dude. So Alex just dispatches Spur guy and 3 kicks to the face, and then you go move to the next guy who I think was Bondo or whatever, right?
Bolo, yeah. We'll get into Bolo
Yeah,
here.
Bolo.
Bolo,
Yeah.
he's doing his best Donkey Kong impression, just throwing a bunch of barrels at Chad.
He loves that fucking barrel.
Yeah.
I love that Chad tries to kick one instead of getting out of the way. It's so
I know.
stupid.
He's like, kicks work for everything, right?
Ow!
Damn.
I think that is the only failed kick in any Van Damme movie.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
the only
Yep.
time it doesn't go in his favor. Like he kicks open steel locked doors in this movie and others. You know, he cracks faces, but yeah, it's the one kick that got away.
He probably put it in he probably walked in and he's like, this doesn't make any sense, guys. Like, what doesn't make any sense, John? Well, I kick it and it doesn't explode. Well, yeah, it's a barrel, so we figured a kick wouldn't be that effective. Oh, no. This is wrong.
Not my kicking. My kicking is very effective. And then Bolo, he like his eyes are like bugging out of his head. He like rips Van Damme's shirt off, and then he kind of makes this like, like sexual gesture with his hands, and then he rips his shirt off, and then he gets electrocuted to death.
He apparently only knows sign language, Bolo, because
Mhm.
he does this like
Mhm.
elaborate thing that no one knows. It's basically just like he makes like a trombone motion and then like does a circle with his hands and then smacks his fists together. And apparently it's supposed to signify something to fucking Chad, but no one understands.
I think it was just a deleted scene from that last Van Damme movie that we watched with both of them fighting each other in the underground. Bloodsport. Yeah, I think that's all it was. This was just a deleted scene, guys.
Oh, I got you.
No context whatsoever. Yeah, because that sign language basically meant like, okay, so we're going to go to a bull ring and we're going to fight a bull with no capes. Okay, that's what I got from that. That was my translation.
That, or he was asking for like a Cleveland steamer or something,
Or a Dutch waffle.
or a Dutch waffle.
Or a Dutch waffle.
Yeah. All right, back at the boiler room, Griffin and Zhang, they leave, and then this is when the Australian bad guy decides this would be a perfect time to rape Danielle, so he goes to do that, but Alex
Jesus
headbutts
Christ.
him. But then Kara just pops on top of his shoulders like a fembot.
Oh my
She's
god!
like-
with
She's like
Super
half
powerful thighs.
Yeah.
like half meth head, like half black ops. Like that's what that is. I mean, she's like a freaking crackhead spider monkey that just like comes out of the woodwork, like and then there she is. Yeah.
Yeah, with
But
this
God, those thighs.
NHL like forward legs on Van Damme's neck. It's like
Oh my God, yeah, Martin St. Louis legs.
I like how he goes through a lot of effort to flip around so that way he is facing her vagina. And I feel like he could have just gone in. If he was really that cold blooded, he just would have gone right in with teeth.
I guarantee Van Damme wrote in the script. He's like, then I start eating her out and win her over with my fantastic cunnilingus.
yeah, her legs start shaking, and that's how he gets free.
Yeah,
Because
like,
I am
"No!"
an exquisite lover.
Yeah, here comes the director again throwing the script. No, Van Damme, no.
I think this is a perfect
Whacking him on
time
the
for
nose.
for a four-way between Alex, Chad, Danielle, and then this man-woman. This Amazonian fucking bruiser. Oh, God. Yeah, and then Kara, she goes for Alex's dick and just refuses to let go, which gives Alex enough time to stab her in the stomach, and then she just immediately dies. One stab.
Yeah.
Can't take her eyes off that Van Damme dick.
It was so close to that her like literally just giving him a hand job while he's just like eating her out while standing up. It was that close.
I'm sure that was in the original script.
Again, like this movie would be so easy to make into a porno. It's all there.
And then we do,
every way.
stand up 69.
Oh my God.
And Danielle, she's just flicking her bean the whole time, just watching it. Still tied up.
Still tied up.
And Frank's unconscious because we need to have that kind of porno thing too, where the guy's knocked out in the corner.
There's got to be a cuck somewhere.
Yeah.
You gotta have one.
And then Chad and Bolo are just going to town upstairs. So
That actually, I feel like those two would be great in a homosexual porno.
Bolo's a fucking beefcake.
Dude, I mean, shit. I don't know who
Thunder
would
Down
be.
Under.
Yeah, oh my God, dude. I mean,
Chad.
not a fucking hair follicle between the two of them, other than
Nope.
their heads. Like it's great.
Yep. All right, yeah. So the bad guys, they split up. So obviously the twins have to go chase after each of them. So first off is Alex and Zhang, which ends with Zhang getting his arm crushed through the gears of his crane and then just falling off to his death. And this is what I was going to say like earlier too, is like he's got that cane, which turns out to be like an Andrew Jackson sword.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, why the fuck does he have a cane if he's running faster than Jean-Claude Van Damme? And then he runs up like 15 flights of stairs on this crane, and then he takes out the sword. I'm like, oh, I guess that's the reason why.
Right.
It's a decoy.
It's just a
Okay.
sword cane.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. And then Griffith, he gets a storage container squished on him, which is,
That was fine. I was hoping for some kind of like, red hot poker penetration kind of a thing, like slow death, but we didn't get any of that, which was
no, nobody suffers in this.
no.
Somehow Chad jumps into the water, but doesn't. I don't understand how that worked. He went
jumps
for a
into
full
the
dive
water-
into the water.
Yeah, and then comes back up. It was like literally like a Mario tube.
What the fuck was that?
Belgians move in mysterious ways, guys.
Yeah.
And it's one of the great mysteries of the world. And it's somehow related to why they shouldn't have been allowed to have any colonies. But we'll get there on another episode.
So I actually didn't read the note I had here, but Tim would appreciate it that he dies like the same way that other bad guy does in Lethal Weapon 2. He's got the storage container just squished. Boom.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
Exactly.
Good stuff. All right, well, to wrap up the movie here, the twins hug, and then Danielle and Alex hug, and then Frank stumbles out, and Chad gives the camera a freeze-framed, corny smile with like a thumbs up, and then the movie just cuts to this like really shitty rap song.
I was happy they just ended it, though. That was good, though. I was like, it's just done. That's fine. Clean break.
Yep.
Clean break.
I wanted more. I wanted to see how they wrap it all up.
Oh, well, you didn't make it to the hidden scene at the very end of the credits.
Where they finally duple team Danielle.
Oh, there's like 15 people in the scene just all going to town. It's really hard. You just see
Huge
arms,
gangbang.
legs. Yeah, it's really disgusting, actually. Quite violent, but sexual.
Yeah, that's essentially how you could explain this whole movie: violent but sexual.
It's all, yeah. They definitely crossed some wires here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank goes to grab the ropes that he was tied up with. He's like, Alex, Alex, put this around my throat. Just put it around my throat right now. I want to watch it. I want to see what you guys do. Choke me, Alex.
No, that's Mike Tyson, Max.
No, that's a perfect Frank impression. He has a terrible lisp. It's so
He
good.
talks like he doesn't move his tongue. It's like his tongue's always sticking out of his mouth.
I know, yeah. You can't keep the tongue behind the. What do they say? You got to keep your tongue behind your teeth.
Yeah, there's that.
I'm so close, Alex. Don't stop.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh god. I don't know. I see him with like autoerotic asphyxiation and all of the worst parts of the Bible, kind of like that's his sexual exploits. Yeah, no, I'm good.
He's getting a foot job from Kara, who's still alive, just on the ground bleeding out.
Yeah, don't kill her. Don't kill her, Alex.
I want to do some weird stuff to her first.
I got some uses for her.
I mean, you could just go up to go find Bolo and titty fuck him. I mean, if you wanted to, but like he's just up there.
Ooh, it's crispy. All right, time for trivia. I only got one.
That's probably all there is.
And it's Oliver Stone had met with Jean-Claude Van Damme when he was looking the cast for the Alexander the Great movie. He had considered Van Damme at one point.
Oh God.
And it was because he loved him in Double Impact, and he especially loved the sex scene, apparently.
Sure.
Stone, that is so good. Oliver Stone is a fucking nutbag. He's a nutcase. That is hilarious.
Don't fucking understand.
Both on the same type of blow, probably, too.
Yeah.
God. I don't know what he's done, but I know that there is something vile that Oliver Stone has done that he should go to jail for. And I don't know if it's sexual in nature. I don't know if he's into torture porn, but he's done some shit. He's fucked up.
He's an interesting dude. So
No,
he was Ivy League educated, and then he volunteered to go over to Vietnam, which he did. And he was a medic over in Vietnam.
Okay.
And he got like a couple of Purple Hearts, too, when he was over there. Like, he just got fucked up over there. That's why he wrote Platoon, like, based off of, like, he came back injured and a drug addict. And he's like, I was an Ivy League school kid when I left. Now look at me.
That sounds like Vietnam to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right, should we get into the box office game?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Rapid fire edition. Timmy boy, how much does the movie cost? How much did it make?
Budget to make the movie was $20 million. Budget to keep Jean-Claude Van Damme high was $100 million. And it made probably like $20 million. My guess.
That cocaine $100 million was a write-off.
Yeah.
John,
so I think it took literally like one threesome with Van Damme and an executive producer to make this happen, and then it made $100 million.
So the movie cost between 15 to 16 million, and it made 30 million in the States, but overall worldwide it made 80.5.
Are you serious? Wow.
Huh?
He always did well internationally.
Interesting.
Yeah,
for good reasons.
Huh.
Yeah. He would do so much better today with that China market.
Oh,
All of his
yeah,
movies would make
yeah.
100 mil.
He would be big.
Guaranteed. I think he like lived in Hong Kong part-time.
Oh, yeah. It seems like all his movies are made there.
Yeah. All right. New segment here to add on to the box office game. It's going to be box office position. So the reason why I'm going to be doing this one is because this week I watched Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and then I looked up their box office numbers, and they were the number one movie in America for 3 straight weeks, even though the movie only made like $40 million. So I'm like, all right, I want to see, like, going forward here, like, where did these movies actually premiere? So I'll just tell you, too, unless you guys want to guess.
I think that this was number
Let's do
3.
a guess. Number 3? What about you, Tim?
Number 3?
Opening week.
Opening week. I'm going to say it was 5.
So it was released on August 9th, 1991, and it opened up at the number 2 spot in the United States, making $7.5 million that weekend.
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Once again, I am very happy that we got through the 80s and 90s in one piece. We didn't have, there was no reason we should have, put it that way.
All right. Next question. Who's your favorite and least favorite in this?
My least favorite was Frank's lisp. Frankie's lisp. And I mean, my unequivocal favorite were those rock hard granite tits that we saw a few times in this movie.
It's like two little miniature bowling balls.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, they were jade spheres. Like just, yeah, rock solid.
What about you, John?
My favorite was Bolo. I really was happy when I got to see him again, even though he died like 3 times in the beginning of the movie, but still came back. That's great. So he's basically a jacked cat. I'm fine with that. I really enjoyed seeing him again. He's just a lot of fun. My least favorite, though, was Chad. Too fucking pretty. It just didn't, my God, I don't know. I just didn't like Chad. I liked Alex, probably because I needed to hate Van Damme, and he was the much more hateable of the two. Chad was very lovable, and that was offensive to me.
Mm-hmm. I'll say my favorite is Chad and my least favorite's Alex. Or maybe my favorite is Alex and my least favorite's Chad.
Huh. Yeah, so I feel like we're really split over what we think of Van Damme.
I think I agree with John. I think Alex sucked. I love Chad.
John said
no,
the
sorry. Yeah.
That's why I gave my rating like that.
Wrap it up.
All right. Prepare to be
Alex.
judged. What's the whole my popcorn rating for this one?
I'll give this 2 Van Dams out of 2 Van Fucks.
I'm gonna give this probably 80,000 deleted scenes that the writers had to X out of there because of Van Damme. Van Damme's gratuitous sex and violence. Out of I mean, honestly, like the first movie I've ever seen with Cooter Floss in it.
That wasn't War by Borat, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, people actually wore those? Holy shit. Wow, everybody in this room's wearing those? Holy shit.
In
Once
Van
again,
Damme's LA, I suppose.
I do not know how we came through that as a culture.
I will give this one hooked on phonics tape for Frank. Hooked on phonics.
Oh
Out of just one really sweaty, cum-crusted pair of silk underwears for Chad.
God. Yeah, guess what? That's dry clean only. You know what dry clean only means? That shit's dirty. So, yeah.
That shit was in the Hong Kong River, too. Or the Back Bay.
God. That took Forrest Whitaker's eye. Okay? What do we think it does with silk?
Do we have any social media shout-outs this week?
So Jelly Time's limited, but I did want to give a special shout out to Josh Mao. Hope that your lady friend's grandmother is doing a little bit better. We saw your note come through. So yeah, you know, we got all the thoughts going out to you there. Thanks for giving us a shout. But no other jelly to spread this week. So as usual, follow us and like us on the Twitter lands at HM Popcorn Pod and the Instagrills at Hold My Popcorn _podcast. And lastly, folks, be sure to fucking email me at tdbackrow@gmail.com or fucking else. But with that, deuces, fuckers.
So I actually put one up last night on Twitter. A little poll here.
Did you tell Bill to suck a bag of dicks? Is that what happened?
not.
Is that what we're doing? Oh, okay.
I did not. But so my question was, do you think Jean-Claude Van Damme would have been an above average actor if he didn't have that horrible accent? So do you guys want to, let me get your, what you guys think first, and then I'll tell you what the responses were.
I think
No.
that the accent's necessary. Yeah, I think that he needed it. He needs the rough accent.
And then Tim is saying no.
No, he would not have been. He's not a good actor, period. Doesn't matter how he speaks.
His answer, just no. All across the board, categorical. No. Whatever you're about to say, no.
I think he would have been okay, honestly. He's not, he does a pretty good job at the nonverbal stuff. Like if he's not talking, he will show some emotion and he will show some cool expressions. Like he does, like Stallone, and when you see Stallone, when he's not acting, he's just standing there flexing. Same thing with Arnold. They're just like statues. But Van Damme always makes a choice. He's always doing something.
I think that he has facial nerve damage from all the cocaine uses, and it's just literally his nerves misfiring on his face, and we just so happen to perceive it as emotion.
Okay, but here's a poll though. So
Okay.
10% said yes, 38% said no, and then 52% said who's JCVD.
Yeah, I would probably ask that too. I'd be like, is this a brand? Is this like a VHS player? What are we talking about here?
These people, they need to get on our level.
We should put a poll out there and see how many people know if Sly Stallone, they know that one.
Yeah, right. Should.
Sorry.
Okay,
Tim.
but that's it. That'll do it for this episode.
Well, that's it. Okay, bye. Fuck off.
Bye. Click.
Bye.
Stay tuned, though. So next week, we're going to be starting Ladies Month for the month of February, where each of our wives are going to be picking a movie. So stick around for that one.
Okay.
Ladies who are still definitely listening.
Oh, yeah, we have a few out there. We do have a few who understand that we mean well.
Mm-hmm. Especially when I talk about cum-crusted underwear or silk underwear.
Well, you're just letting them know just how dirty we are. We're just very self-conscious men. That's all. We understand. There's nothing to be... Max, actually, you're the only one that's anything to look at here. So let's just be honest, especially if we're coming in for a mustache ride.
All right, see ya.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.